You literally cannot mandate somebody to wear a mask knowing that that mask is killing people. It literally is killing people. And we the people are waking up, and we know what citizen's arrest is, because citizen's arrests are already happening, okay? And every single one of you that are obeying the devil's laws are going to be arrested. And you, doctor, are going to be arrested for crimes against humanity.
Coronavirus. US has serious problem, says Fauci. US infectious disease chief Dr. Anthony Fauci says the nation has a serious problem as 16 states reel from a spike in COVID-19 cases at the first White House task force briefing in 2 months.
Anybody who looks at the numbers, we've had now over 120,000 deaths, and we've had 2.5 million infections. So it's a serious situation. In some respects, we've done very well. Right now, for example, the New York metropolitan area, which has been hit extraordinarily hard, has done very well in bringing the cases down and using the guidelines that we have very carefully put together in a stepwise fashion to try and carefully reopen their city and their state. However, in other areas of the country, we're now seeing a disturbing surge of infections that looks like it's a combination, but one of the things is an increase in community spread.
Dr. Fauci said the only way we are going to end it is by ending it together. As health experts said, more must be done to slow the spread. Vice President Mike Pence praised U.S. progress. More than 40,000 new cases were recorded across the U.S. on Friday.
You're removing our freedoms and stomping on our constitutional rights by these communist dictatorship orders or laws you want to mandate.
See that flag? I would die for that flag. The Constitution that you are supposed to uphold, I would die for that. None of you are holding that up. You don't care about we the people because you already made your decision before you listen to anyone.
The total of 40,173 given by Johns Hopkins University was the highest daily total so far, exceeding the record set only the previous day. They recovered 2.4 million confirmed infections and more than 125 lakh deaths nationwide, more than any other country. During Friday briefing, the White House task force also urged millennials to get tested, even if they are asymptomatic. Mr. Pence said the president requested the task force address the American people amid surges in infections and hospitals admissions across southern and western states. In Texas, Florida, and Arizona, reopening plans have been paused due to the spike. While some of the increase in daily cases recorded can be attributed to expanded testing, the rate of positive tests in some areas is also increasing. Health officials in the US estimate the true number of cases is likely to be 10 times higher than the reported figure. What was said at the White House briefing? Dr. Deborah Briggs, coronavirus response coordinator, thanked younger Americans for hearing official guidance on testing. Whereas before we told them to stay home, now we are telling them to get tested. She noted this great change in testing guidance would allow officials to find the asymptomatic and mild diseases that we couldn't find before. Following Dr. Briggs' presentation of the recent data, Dr. Fauci said, "As you can see, we are facing a serious problem in certain areas," he added. So what goes on in one area of the country ultimately could have an effect on other areas. Dr. Fauci said the current rises were due to everything from regions may be opening a little bit too early to opening a reasonable time, but no actually following steps in an orderly fashion to the citizens themselves not following guidance. People are infecting other people, and then ultimately you will infect someone who is vulnerable, he said. You have an individual responsibility to yourself, but you have a social responsibility because if we want to end this outbreak really and it, we have got to realize that we're part of process. Dr. Fauci added that if the spread was not stopped, eventually even the parts of the country doing well now would be affected. The vice president, meanwhile, praised the nation's headway in handling the pandemic. Nothing extraordinary process in former virus hotspots like New York and New Jersey. We slowed the spread, flattened the curve, we saved lives, he said. Mr. Pence also appeared to deny any link between states reopening and the increase in cases. Responding to a reporter's questions, he said the southern states that have reopened did so months ago when we knew cases and rates were low. Mr. Pence instead blamed much of the rise on positive test results from asymptomatic young people, adding that while they may be at lower risk of serious symptoms, they say take countermeasures and listen to a state governor's advice.